Okay. So, the worst forms of narcissism, in my opinion, are narcissistic abusive parents and narcissistic abusive partners. So let's start with narcissistic abusive parents. Because the parent is in a state of emotional underdevelopment, they're stuck in the emotional developmental stages of a child. As adults, they feel extremely insecure and powerless. So that creates the identity of being a victim. So if you have a parent who is insecure, powerless, and plays the victim, is very, 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 this person is very, very, very dangerous to have as a parent, because they will become abusive, and this is how it'll play out. You'll be a young child, and it starts out with just as a baby, and it will continue all the way up until you graduate high school, you move out, you have your own life, and generally then it will like stop, because the responsibility of having a child is too much for someone who feels insecure, powerless, and who believes they are the victim of life. Therefore, even though you are a child who is 2, 3, 4 years old, that young child are responsible for the parents' behavior and emotion, and their thoughts. It's a psychological complex where because emotionally they still are a child, they put the responsibility on you, even though it logically makes no sense, because you are a 2, 3, 4-year-old child. So this is probably when this is when you have memories. The abuse probably started when you were born. I can't even imagine how you were treated as a baby who could only cry. Once you start remembering things, you're usually around like 3 years old, and you wake up to the reality that you are your caretaker, one of your caretakers, or both, or whoever is taking care of you is abusing you. You know this because you feel terrified, You are in extreme fight or flight, emotional distress, survival mode all the time. And it's because as a 3-year-old, your parent is your narcissistic parent is physically abusing you, emotionally abusing you, verbally abusing you, and throughout your whole life, we are ingrained to love our parents, and probably until age 13 will you say, like, I cannot take this anymore. But from a young age, probably till age 13, you will experience your parent blaming you for everything that is happening. If your parent is having a bad hair day, it's your fault. If your parent is having anxiety, it's your fault. If your parent, if someone is gets into an argument with your parent, it's your fault. If you need anything whatsoever from your parent, it is your fault. If you need your parent to cuddle you, it's your fault. If you need your parent to watch a movie with you, it's your fault. If you need your parent to show any kind of love or affection towards you, it's your fault. If you want your parent to cook something with you, it's your fault. And the parent will have reactions like, I wish I never had you. God, you're so needy. I can't stand you. You're a mistake. You're ruining my life. You are the devil's child. I don't want you. Someone else can take care of you. I'm tired of this. You're ruining my life. You're giving me, you're making my face red. You're inhibiting me from going out in public, because you're ruining my you're making my stress levels go up. You're gonna be the death of me because you're I can't stand the stress you're causing me. And this will be repeated to you day after 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 day, by simply asking your parent, can you bake something with me? they will have a reaction like this. And as a child, when you are told, when you ask your parent to bake a cake with you, and their reaction is, no one wants you, no one loves you, I don't love you, I wish I never had you, you're a mistake in this world, someone else can take care of you because I don't want to. Naturally, as a child, when the person you love tells you this, you are going to have it's going to cause you extreme emotional distress, and you're going to have some sort of temper tantrum of some sort. And then the narcissistic parent, they are beyond triggered because you asked them to bake a cake. And so what do you think happens when you start throwing start having emotional start breaking down, emotionally, stomping your feet as a child, trying to get attention, because as children we don't know how to communicate what we're feeling, what's going on, why this is happening. And so you throw a temper tantrum, your life starts flashing before your eyes, because that parent will physically abuse you, throw knives at you, punch you, give you bloody lips, choke you to almost till you're unconscious, and then that's their way of telling you, you're not allowed to show that any sort of emotion, because now subconsciously I feel guilty, and because I feel so guilty, so insecure, so powerless, and I have no idea how to care for a child, I'm going to physically abuse you until you have a black eye, and you are outside running down the street to save your life. And then they will take, because now they're really pissed off that you made them abuse you. They will do things like eat all of the food in the house, so now you don't have any food to eat, and they will blame it on you. They'll say, look what you did, you made me eat all the food, and now we don't have any food to eat. And they'll call you a monster for making them do that. And they'll also break all of your favorite things that you care about. If you have, this pair of little kid sunglasses that you just love, they will take the sunglasses, come very close to your face and break them in front of you. They'll destroy your dollhouse. And then as a child, you just feel utter pain. There's no way you can comprehend what is happening as a child. There's absolutely no way. And because the parent is the victim, then it may be 3 days later they'll give you the silent treatment for 3 days because you made them do all this horrible stuff to you. You made them, eat all the food and destroy all your favorite things. And 3 days later will pass. They will not speak a word to you. You'll still try to talk to them because you are a child who needs love, and they will not speak to you. But some time will pass, and you'll be laying there, and the narcissistic abusive parent will come to you and say, they'll start crying, and they'll say, "Why did you make me break your sunglasses? How could you make me do that? I didn't want to do that, but you made me." And this is the most terrifying part of narcissistic abusers in parental-child dynamics and in relationship dynamics, is they manipulate you. It is terrifying to be manipulated. So the child experiences this in every single day of their life by this parent, asking for something they want, love, cuddles, a movie, watch a movie, can I buy this shirt? The parent says, "You're a mistake. I wish I never had you. You shouldn't have been born. You're not my child. I don't claim you." Temper tantrum, physical abuse, breaking of anything you care about, calling, friends' parents, and telling them you are trying to take my daughter away from me, and ruining literally everything in the world that you care about, because you need something from them. And once they have destroyed all of your things, they will destroy your any friendships you have as a child. Once they've done that, they will destroy any thing you have to do. If you have to do some homework for school, they will destroy you so that you are unable to do the homework. And while you're in pain crying, they will make fun of you, mock you, laugh at you, say, "Ha ha ha, look at you, poor little baby, ha ha ha." And it's actually not that they if you come to them, in any sort of pain, because of something, they did, like mommy, daddy, I'm crying, I'm hurting, please, I'm begging you, please, love me. Instead of loving you, they will get off to the fact that you are in pain, point their finger in your face, saying ha ha ha, just laughing, in pleasure, because you are now in pain. You're crying. So this sounds like a sadist. When someone someone causes you pain and then mocks your pain and laughs at your pain and calls you names for being in pain. This is what a sadist is. This is what sadists do. This behavior is sadistic behavior, but this does not mean that the narcissist is a sadist, okay? Because narcissistic abusers are not actually getting pleasure out of your pain. They are so insecure and so powerless that it's like it's the same thing as when you're 5 at school and you fall and the first grade bully laughs at you and points at you for falling. That first grade bully is not a sadist, right? They're just insecure and they're mad. Extreme frustration, extreme anger, and extreme feelings of failure will look like sadism in narcissistic abusers. But I promise you, your parent is not actually getting off to the fact that you are in pain if they are a narcissistic abuser. They are bullying you because all they feel inside is the worst kind of failure. And when you feel like a failure and you're powerless and insecure, you become so angry. It manifests itself as as abuse, right? It manifests itself as abuse. So I'm gonna finish up this video now. Throughout the course of your life, this will happen every day, over and over and over and over again, if you do not have anywhere else to go. And generally, when you're a child, when something bad happens to you, children just feel like it's their fault, and especially when you're told that it's your fault, you may know inside, you probably know inside, okay, it's not my fault, but it has been ingrained in you by your parents or parent that it is your fault, and you can't help but feel ashamed of what's going on. And I think the shame actually comes from feeling like, why doesn't my parent love me? And so and then on top of that, your narcissistic abusive parent will tell you, they'll beat the living shit out of you, and then you'll want to go to school or go to a some sort of sports event, something, and before you go, they will give you a very scary, threatening talk about how if you tell anyone what happened, the cops are gonna come for you, and they're gonna take you to jail. They're gonna take you to somewhere you don't want to go. But they're gonna realize what a horrible child you are, and they're gonna come for you. So if you tell anyone what happened, people are gonna come for you. And then the parent tells you, if someone asks why you have this huge bloody lip, you say you fell on the sidewalk. And if you don't say this, the legal system is gonna come and punish you. So that's how the relationship keeps going from a parent, from a narcissistic abusive parent to a child. It's just reinforced over and over again every single day. And it's extremely horrible to experience this as a child, and I just really have no words. I feel like I don't know what else I can do besides spreading awareness about narcissistic abusers. It's I don't know what else to say about it. The last thing I will say is, again, reiterating that the worst part of this whole thing, of this whole relationship with your parent, is that this goes for all narcissistic abusers and any type of relationship. After they will do the most horrendous, acts to you, but they will also tell you, this is so important to realize, okay? They will also tell you that no one in the world loves you as much as they do. You are so special. You are the most special person ever. You're the most special little girl. You're the most special little boy. No one in the world loves you like I do. No one cares about you like I do. This is the biggest red flag ever. This is manipulation. This is how manipulation works. Because now their behavior in your mind is excused because they have just made you and told you how special you are and how deeply they love you and how much no one else can love you the way that they do. If you're a child or in a relationship where you don't know this is a warning sign, this is how they manipulate you. And okay, you are not special. Okay, so when you are a parent or in a relationship with somebody, you do not, no one needs to be told they're special, right? Because that creates it's not true. You're not special. You're worthy of so much love, so much caring, so much respect, but you're not special. And you don't want to be special because then you're going to be self-focused. Telling someone no one in the world loves you as much as I do is something that narcissistic abusers use on vulnerable children and people. And abusers of all sorts say these two things. Rapists, what do they say to children? They say, you're so special. I care about you the most. No one cares about you more than I do. These two phrases, I can't get up. These two phrases are literally the biggest red flags you could ever hear. And if you are in a relationship with someone that tells you this, get the fuck out. Like, get the fuck out. I'm gonna end this video now. And next video I'm gonna talk about being in a relationship with a narcissist.